Welcome to Genmath 101. Today, we're going to discuss Module 6A, which involves solving rational equations. The objective for this session, at the end of the lesson, you will be able to solve rational equations. Let us start with the definition of rational equation. An equation that contains rational expressions is referred to as rational equation. Here are some of the examples of rational equations. To solve a rational equation means to find the value of x or any variable that will satisfy the given equation. How to solve a rational equation? For the first step, we are going to eliminate the denominators by multiplying each term of the equation by the least common denominator or LCD. Step 2, we are going to simplify and solve the resulting equation. For the last step, we are going to check the answer and check for extraneous roots. Let us have an example. You are asked to solve for x in the given equation 5x over 6 minus 1/2 equals 1/3. First, we're going to find the LCD. Since the denominators are 6, 2, and 3, we're going to find a term or a number that can be divided by 6, 2, and 3. And that number is 6. 6 can be divided by 6, 6 can be divided by 2, and 6 can be divided by 3. Therefore, our LCD is 6. Now, using our given equation 5x over 6 minus 1/2 equals 1/3, we're going to do step 1, which is to multiply each term of the equation by the LCD. That is 6 times the first term, which is 5x over 6, minus 6 times the second term, which is 1/2, equals 6 times the term on the right side of the equation, which is 1/3. Next, let us simplify and solve the resulting equation. We can cancel 6 and 6 because 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. Next, we have 5x minus 3 times 1, that is 3, equals 2 times 1, we have 2. Therefore, the resulting equation is 5x minus 3 equals 2. Then, by further simplifying and finding the value of x, we must write minus 3 to the other side of the equation. Thus, we have 5x equals 2 plus 3. Then 2 plus 3, we have 5. Then to solve for x, we must eliminate 5. So we divide both sides of the equation by 5. Therefore, x equals 1. Now let's check our answer and check for extraneous roots. To check for the answer, we use the original equation 5x over 6 minus 1/2 equals 1/3, and then we replace x by the value of x, which is 1. Therefore, we have 5 times 1 over 6 minus 1/2 equals 1/3. For us to say that x is really equal to 1 and it is a solution of our equation, the left side must be equal to the right side of our equation. Let us check. Multiply 5 times 1. We have 5 over 6 minus 1/2 equals 1/3. Simplifying the left side of our equation, we need the LCD, which is 6, because we cannot subtract 5 over 6 and 1/2 right away. Using the LCD 6 divided by 6, we have 1, times 5, we have 5, minus 6 divided by 2 equals 3, times 1, we have 3, equals 1/3. Further simplifying, 5 minus 3 equals 2 over 6 equals 1/3. And getting the lowest term of 2 over 6, and 2 over 6 is equal to 1/3. That is 1/3 equals 1/3. Since the left side of our equation is equal to the right side of the equation when we substituted the value of x by 1, therefore, for our final answer, x equals 1 is the solution of our original equation. Let's have another example. Solve for x in the given equation. 2 over x minus 3 over 2x equals 1 over 5. First, let us have the LCD. Since the denominators have the numbers 2 and 5, we're going to find a number that is divisible by 2 and 5. And that number is 10. Because 10 can be divided by 2 and 10 can be divided by 5. Next, since our denominators have the variable x, therefore, our LCD also has the variable x. Therefore, our LCD is 10x. Now, using our equation 2 over x minus 3 over 2x equals 1 over 5, we're going to multiply each term of the equation by our LCD, which is 10x. As we have 10x times the first term, which is 2 over x, minus 10x times the second term, which is 3 over 2x, equals 10x times 1 over 5. By simplifying and solving for the resulting equation, we can cancel x and x, x and x, and 10 divided by 2 is 5, 10 divided by 5 is 2. Now simplifying, 10 times 2, we have 20, minus 5 times 3, we have 15, equals 2 times 1, we have 2, and the remaining variable x, so we have 2x. 20 minus 15 is equal to 5, equals 2x. And to solve for x, we must eliminate 2, so we divide both sides of the equation by 2. So we can cancel 2 and 2. But we cannot divide 5 by 2 exactly. So our answer for the value of x equals 5 over 2. Now let us check for our answer if really x equals 5 over 2. Again, using our original equation, 2 over x minus 3 over 2x equals 1 over 5. we're going to replace x by the value which is 5 over 2. Therefore, we have 2 over 5 over 2 minus 3 over 2 times 5 over 2 equals 1 over 5. To simplify, you can cancel 2 and 2. Next, you can simplify 2 over 5 over 2 by replacing division into multiplication and getting reciprocal of 5 over 2, which is 2 over 5. That means from 2 divided by 5 over 2, it will become 2 times 2 over 5 minus the resulting value, which had 3 over 5 equals 1 over 5. You can multiply 2 times 2, that is 4 over 5 minus 3 over 5 equals 1 over 5. Since the two fractions on the left side are similar, or they have the same denominator which is 5, you can already subtract the two fractions. Simply subtract 4 minus 3 in the numerators. Therefore, we have 1 over 5 equals 1 over 5. Since the left side of our equation is equal to the right side of our equation, which is 1 over 5 equals 1 over 5, therefore, our answer, which is x equals 5 over 2, is the solution of our rational equation. Let us have our last example. Solve for x in the equation x minus 2 over 2x minus 3 equals 3 over x plus 2. First, let us have our LCD. But how are we going to find the LCD if the denominators are in this form, wherein they have two terms for each denominator? To find the LCD, simply multiply the given denominators, which are 2x minus 3 times x plus 2. You don't have to simplify 2x minus 3 times x plus 2, because this will be multiplied to our original equation, which is x minus 2 over 2x minus 3 equals 3 over x plus 2. LCD times the first term equals LCD times the next term. Since we have 2x minus 3 in the numerator and 2x minus 3 in the denominator, then we can cancel 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3. On the right side of our equation, we have x plus 2 in the numerator and x plus 2 in the denominator. Therefore, we can cancel x plus 2 and x plus 2. Next, write the resulting equation. We have x plus 2 times x minus 2 equals 2x minus 3 times 3. Now, you multiply x times x. You have x squared. X times negative 2. You have negative 2x. 2 times x. You have 2x. And 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Equals 2x times 3 is 6x, and negative 3 times 3, we have negative 9. Since we have a variable with an exponent 2 or square, we must write all the terms on the left side of the equation. Therefore, we move 6x and minus 9 to the left side of our equation and equate to 0. Therefore, we have x squared minus 2x plus 2x minus 6x minus 4 plus 9 equals 0. Now, let us simplify this equation by adding like terms. Since there is no other term with x squared, then we just rewrite x squared. Next, we combine like terms with x variable, that is negative 2x plus 2x minus 6x. Negative 2x plus 2x is 0. Minus 6x is negative 6x. Then, we combine the constants, which are negative 4 and positive 9. Negative 4 plus 9 is positive 5 equals 0. Since we have a square value or x squared in our final equation, that means there is a possibility that we have two values for x. How are we going to find those two values? Using our resulting equation x squared minus 6x plus 5 equals 0, we're going to find the factors of this equation. But how to find those two factors? First, get the factors of the first term, which is x squared, and those are x and x. Next, you think of two numbers that when added, the answer is negative 6, and when multiplied, the answer is positive 5. Again, think of two numbers that when added, the answer is negative 6, and when multiplied, the answer is positive 5. And those two numbers are negative 5 and negative 1. Because negative 5 plus negative 1 is negative 6, which is the coefficient of our middle term. And negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5, which is the last term of our equation. You can check by multiplying those two factors. X times x is x squared. X times negative 1, negative x. Negative 5x and positive 5. By simplifying, we have x squared minus 6x plus 5. So really, the factors are x minus 5 and x minus 1. Now, what are we going to do with those two factors? So we're going to equate each factor to 0. Let us start with x minus 5. Equate x minus 5 to 0 and solve for x. Therefore, we're going to transpose negative 5 to the other side of the equation. Then we have x equals 5. Now, using the next factor, which is x minus 1, equating to 0, and solve for x by transposing minus 1 to the other side of the equation. So we have x equals 1. Therefore, we have two values for x, which are x equals 5 and x equals 1. But we still have to check those two values because there are some instances wherein the value of x is an extraneous root. When we say extraneous root, these are the values that we have solved, but they are not really the solution of the equation. So let's check our answers. First, let us use x equals 5. Using our original equation, we replace x by 5. And by simplifying, we got 3 over 7 equals 3 over 7. How about if x equals 1? Using the original equation, substitute x by 1. We got 1 equals 1. Since the left side of the equation is always equal to the right side of the equation, using x equals 5 and x equals 1 for our final answer. Therefore, the solutions to the rational equation are x equals 5 and x equals 1.